Hey, Dan Passarelli here. It's Friday. Yay! Happy weekend. And we're going to do a little recap here, talk about some stocks making news this week, and talk about some things to think about over the weekend. So, one such stock is Palantir, PLTR. That's a company started by Peter Thiel and friends. And that stock's been depressed for a while. They did pretty well after earnings. They outperformed somewhat. And they got a boost just a couple days ago because they got a contract with the U.S. Army. They were up about 9% that day and just gave up a small amount today. Next, NVIDIA. NVIDIA's, well, that's going to always be in the news for the short term anyway here. And NVIDIA had itself a little bit of a pullback today. Let's pull up a chart of NVIDIA, NVDA. Definitely an outside candle sort of day there, a big red candle. And that ended up being about a $50 pullback, a little over 5.5% down from yesterday's close. Why? Yeah, I would just call that some profit taking. Let's go a little bit big picture here for a second. SPY. I was looking at just some of the price action today, and there's no real hard set pattern to identify here. But if you look and feel how some of the trading's been happening lately, we get these spurts, and I think we see this in SPY and also in NVIDIA. We see these spurts where, like, okay, the market's going up and people are buying in. And, sometimes it's on smaller volumes. And we get a little bit higher volumes on down days, which is common. And then, we get these big jumps and we get a little bit of a bigger candle. It's kind of like people are looking around like, okay, people are buying. Okay, I'm going to get in, but I'm going to be careful. Because then we get some of these days like where they tried to push it up, but no, they couldn't. And then you see some of these bigger bodied red candles. I don't know. For me, I just feel like there's a lot of technical trading going on. And when the market's going up, people are piling on, getting into that, but being very, very cautious. And then when we get pullbacks, we see some of that cautiousness turn into some profit taking really, really quick. And I think that's what we saw in NVIDIA. Another stock to talk about is MindMed, MNMD. And that one, they just got approved by the FDA to use LSD back from the 60s here, LSD in treating certain types of anxiety, apparently, or one certain type of anxiety or something. But that was enough to take that stock and boost it at one point almost 100%, but it ended up about 50% yesterday, and it's hanging in there with an inside day today. So that's what happened this week. That's stuff to think about this weekend. And speaking of this weekend, tomorrow I have a very, very special class where I'm going to go over the overarching checklist of the steps that I take when I trade. In addition to that, in conjunction with that, I should say, we're going to talk about our Smart Trade Summit, which is our annual retreat that we have in person every summer. And that's tied in very, very closely with the checklist. They kind of go hand in hand. I'm going to tell you about both of them. So please attend our training tomorrow, Saturday morning. I'll see you there. This is Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart.